Be every bit of yourself. Hashtag not underselling with Sakshi Gautam.
Hi!
Hello.
Hi everybody, my name is Sakshi and I bring to you hashtag not underselling. And the whole point of me bringing these amazing
I
women.
love the board.
Thank you, I made it.
Right?
Yes,
That looks really good though.
thank you. So, the whole idea that I am bringing these conversations from these women that I've met in my life before, have come across, and they have inspired me in a way or the other is because so many of them, in starting with Vaiduria, have told me that you can do this, you can do that, and you can do this, and you can do that, and I've just stood there like, is this happening for real? I remember when Vaiduria, you came to our studios and you shared that story where you were saying that you were just sitting and chilling, and this one person came to you, and then you ended up on a cover page of a magazine, right?
Yeah.
And in moments like those, you realize, wow, like I am somebody who is capable of that.
I
And
still have goosebumps when you talk of it.
every time I think about you, I think of that story, and I'm like, imagine that moment that she would have had, to somebody walk up to you and say that I'm gonna put you on a cover of a magazine. And that moment, like somebody came to you and said, you are not going to undersell yourself. This is who you can be. And you are denying yourself that opportunity to be that. So I'm gonna push you.
Especially this moment hits you hard when you've been running away from yourself for so long, right? And you've been like believing everybody else's perspective or the society's perspective about everything, ideals of beauty, ideals of personality, everything. And when something like this comes up to you, and I was like, okay, this is like a movie and this is not supposed to be real, but it really moves you because it shows how differently different parts of the world perceive beauty or look at beauty as a matter of whole. Like I still remember around the same time, my mom was going gaga about me getting married. And the whole fact that travel less, you'll get tanned, and so much happening. And I used to call her and I'm like, Ma, but you know what? People here think I'm a goddess, like I'm a living goddess, right? Even if you're not getting any guy in India or in Bangalore, you're totally fine. You have like a zillion men here who think like I'm the best thing that happened to the world. So that is the kind of difference, even to convince my mom that, it's not what you're thinking, or the bubble that we live in is not the real bubble. So yeah, that's something that I would like to enhance and enlighten there, and say that these are moments that move you from the cocoon that you believed was your cocoon, right. And after that, there's no stopping, I guess. It's just like,
because when you told me that story, until that point, I wasn't somebody. First of all, makeup. You know how that went, right? I had no clue about makeup, and I'd like to show you.
Makeup looks really good today.
See what I did?
I
tried something.
That looks amazing.
It just gave me, you being there and just sharing that story with me gave me that confidence. Then I started taking pictures and sharing those pictures. And even when I asked for my birthday suggestions, you were like, do a photo shoot at home. And I wasn't somebody who considered myself pretty enough to do a photo shoot of sorts, right? But then again, you were like, you're underselling yourself, you can. So just go ahead and do it. So that's why you are on my show. Hashtag not underselling, because you are somebody who told me not to do that, and you have inspired so many people the same way that you inspired me. Let me give you guys a little background about Vaiduria. So she is a celebrity makeup artist. As you can clearly see, she's a goddess, right? She's so pretty, she's so loving, she's so kind. When you meet her in person, I don't think it takes you more than 2 minutes to just hug her. It's just like the 2 minutes is all it takes for her to break the ice. She'll say something, she will just be herself, and you'll be like, come, please hug me. I've been waiting for you. So she's that. Yes, I have been waiting for you. And she is not just an amazing person, but she is a successful entrepreneur as well. She has 2 companies running under her at the moment. One is an event management company, and the other one is jewelry rental. Am I right? Correct.
Yeah.
So She is also somebody who advocates very strongly for women like me, women of color, and curvy women to just be very comfortable in their own skin. Even when she does these makeups, she was telling me that she gets these requests sometimes that, can you make me fairer, or can you change how I look? She doesn't do that. She just enhances the beauty that you already have, and that's what I love about you. They're so real, and that's one thing that I feel is such a big problem with women in India. We tend to undersell ourselves because we don't necessarily fall under this beauty.
Ideals of beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, I wish it was only with India. But then again, women all over the world somehow, no matter how they look, have been convinced to undersell themselves, to wear lighter shades if their skin is a particular color, or to not wear this lipstick, or to not wear that lipstick. I remember when she tried to put pink lipstick on me, I was like, will it look good? And she's like, of course it will look good. Why won't it look good? Right? So it's such a big issue that, and you are, so strongly advocating against it that, women in the US and people who are white are convinced that, okay, I have to get the tan done, I have to put on the bronzer, and people who are brown like us are just running after beauty of like being more fair. So somehow we've been convinced to undersell ourselves because of the way we look. Right? And you are somebody who's like completely against that idea because of your personal experiences. So tell me annoying thing that you come across. Like, what is that one thing that, people come and say to you every time, and you're just like, how can I convince you? Please, just like somehow let me convince you otherwise. So what is that one thing?
Yeah, so Sakshi, about what you mentioned, I wish I was this confident, or I loved myself this much earlier. Then I think it wouldn't have made this much of an impact it's made on me right now. But I have really dwelled in self-hate and inferiority complex for the longest time in my life. So breaking those barriers already feel like a winner to me. So for me, when I look back at my previous self, I feel like I have been the most victorious person in kind of, battling with myself, because that's the most difficult part with most people. Because a part of you understands what you want to believe and perceive, but another part of you is constantly belittling you and, telling you that, no, what your other part is saying is not true. So, when it comes to, the whole journey of self-love, now that I make sure I talk so much or advocate it, is because I know the trauma of having it within you. And it does kill you quite a bit. It takes away a lot of happiness from inside. It takes away the ability to give happiness to the others around you, right? Because you start to close yourself. And mere example, on days when we're not looking our best, we avoid contacts of all sorts. We even avoid, stepping out to your balcony. And if you don't feel good, you won't even step out to your balcony. But some days you wake up like a diva in the head. The first thing you want to do is get out to the footpath and do a little walk to just, show that I feel really good. So it's a lot to do with this, with the kind of, vibes that you put out, or the kind of personality that you carry. So that, that is very important, that I had self-hate, and now I can walk that path to say I love myself no matter what. And each individual, the minute they walk that journey, it's a more, permanent fixture, or a permanent feeling to be feeling that way. It's not as easy as you wake up or you go tell yourself in the mirror saying, today I'm going to be beautiful, today I'm going to feel beautiful. It doesn't work that easily. I wish it was that easy, as the world says, affirmations, la la la, li li li, and all of that. But it takes a lot more. It takes, being vulnerable with yourself. It takes putting yourself out there and asking yourself, okay, so if 4 people have given me compliments, what are they noticing? Because when you look at you might only look at what you want to notice, but if 4 people are looking at you, they're noticing 4 different things. So take a breather and see what they are noticing about you. Maybe that is going to help you notice yourself better. So that was something that I used for myself, because for my own good, firstly, I was around celebrities 24 hours a day, right? And the pressure, their life, the beauty, even the idea of beauty, I think got depicted very well for me there. Every time I dressed up as celebrity, and I know these guys come with like a crore following, 1 million following, and all of that. And still they would sit in front of my makeup mirror, look at the mirror and be like, you know what? my cheekbones looks really bad today. My face is bloated. My nose is really tight, and my eyes are bulgy. So many things, and I'm the woman. An entire nation out there idolizes you as a beauty standard,
Right.
and you are here sitting and talking about how bleak your hairline is or how crooked your cheekbone is, right? So that's where I realized that it's always about perspective. It is going to be about perspective. So that's why I chose makeup. I know the most annoying thing in this whole process has been the fact that people think all of this is very immediate. Okay, even with respect to, like I told you, I was overweight. I was a 97 kilos, and today if I'm talking about curvy body, it does not mean unhealthy body. When it comes to these annoying things where people believe that they have to look a certain shade to be considered beautiful, you have to wear a certain type of clothes because you're a certain type of body type, and you cannot carry a lot of clothes in a certain way. So all these things are norms that somebody is laying out for you. It's not something that you can believe it from the bottom of your heart or you've experienced from the bottom of your heart. So that is something that really annoys me, when people don't really take a first-hand experience at what they want to be feeling or what they want to emote at the end of it. They're always going by the crowds. It's always about what 2-3 people are saying about a certain particular thing, and that becomes the norm. It doesn't matter whether according to the rule book this goes with my body or not, this color goes with my skin or not. So I would say ditch the rule books, make your own rule books in the head, because it's your body at the end of it, or your life at the end of it.
Awesome. Like, I was going to ask you what is the most badass thing you've ever done, but I think everything you've done so far, everything you've managed to achieve is just all badass in itself.
When it comes to making life decisions, I believe that nobody is worth giving that much importance to than your 10-year ahead self. You need to put yourself that is 10 years ahead of you and ask yourself the question before you ask anybody, because you will be dealing with yourself towards the end of it. So yeah, right now she's in a state of bliss, and I personally am in a state of bliss. Like, I also feel like I'm in nirvana. Like, I don't need anything more of life. I have a good career going. I have like the best partner, and I have the best people around me. Sometimes I feel it's too good to be true. This is my feeling for the last 2 years. I feel everything is so good to be true that I'm living in a bubble. Any point somebody can come and prick it and say, hey darling, this is over, welcome back to reality. I exactly feel like that. As much as it sounds very fancy, that's exactly what I'm going through.
Nobody's going to pop any of your bubbles. First of all, let me just put that out there, because this isn't a bubble around you. This is strong brick, like a home that you've created. Like, every brick that has gone into creating this reality that you're living in has gone with a lot of hard work and effort that you've done for the last 10 years non-stop. I've seen you hustle. I've seen you put in the passion that it needs. So I can assure you, this isn't a bubble you're living in. This is something that you created for yourself, and it's.
Oh my God, I need to hear it every day. Thank you.
These are strong walls you've built around it. So don't worry. Ain't no going anywhere. Now, coming back, right? So I remember you telling that when we were discussing earlier that the moment when you first time do a makeover for somebody, right? And then they see themselves, and then the reaction that they have, that's your favorite part, right? Tell me about that.
It is everything. It is that moment that I really live for, because most of the times when you meet your client, or when I'm starting my makeup, I do not have an end picture in my head, and that's the reality. So many artists really come with an end picture or an end look, but I am someone who keeps growing on the look. I wait and I see, I wait for it to settle, and then I go to the next thing to see what more I can do. So in this process, I'm equally eager as they are towards the end of it, because I don't come with a set picture and I'm just going with the flow. I'm trying to, as and when I'm doing makeup, I'm involving them, I'm asking their feedback, I'm making it more of an interactive process. So for me, by the end of it, when they look at themselves, that confidence that they walk out with, or that smile, the gleam in the eyes, it's just that. It's the gleam in the eye that they look at themselves and they're like, ooh, I look like bomb. That thought is all that drives me every single day to work or out there to do something, because watching them feel so confident adds a lot more confidence to me, and that makes me sleep better at nights. And that's literally what I live for each day. And so many experiences like this experience, I talked to a lot of people about an orphan that used to live opposite to a salon that I used to run in an orphanage.
Okay.
19-year-old, never been exposed to the real world, but always been between four walls. So she got married, I think back in 2013 or 14. I just started off my career. I was really young and all of that. So this girl asked me if I could do her makeup because she thought I looked like Priyamani and she likes Priyamani. So it was a lot of emotions that came in there. And I offered to do her makeup as a wedding gift. I did her makeup. So this girl has been inside an orphanage with not really educational formal schooling or proper colleging and everything. She turned around, looked at herself, and she's like, Akka, I should be acting in a serial or a TV show. Why am I getting married to this man? I am so good. I am so beautiful. Babe, I was 2 years into my career. I did not ever have that moment in my life when I looked at myself after makeup and said, hey, I'm so beautiful. I should be doing this. I should be doing that instead of doing this. But for me, for a girl to come from that frame of mind and to recognize and to be vocal and to say it with that confidence, right? You get that, right? I had tears in my eyes. And I keep telling you, right, when I traveled is the real time when I actually got to know my worth. I think it's very good to undersell yourself, but for a very short time, because if you don't undersell yourself, you would probably never respect or value the self-worth that you would realize going on. And like everybody said, that unless you've been through darkness, you never appreciate light and brightness. I feel the same. And today I would not be appreciative or acknowledging so much that I'm talking about if I did not feel the opposite way very intensely at a point. So my only message goes out to you that it's okay to feel bad, it's okay to feel vulnerable, but it's not okay to dwell in there. So if you're feeling something, feel it entirely, and once you're done feeling it, find ways to battle it out and get yourself out of that box. It's very important that you deal with yourself in the box, but run out of that box as quick as possible and find ways to help you run out of that box. And when it comes to other things like when the whole society pressure, a lot of pressures, every single morning a woman is woken up with 10 extra pressures from 10 extra people, because everybody thinks they have an opinion or they have a right to opinion about your life. So I would say hear them out. I mean, they're only giving you new suggestions and new business ideas and new ideas of living your life. So hear them out, but draw what you need to draw out of it and make your own little picture of what you want your life to be. Do not let anybody define it for you. They keep stealing elements, but everything people are throwing at you, steal an element. If somebody's telling something, oh, this is the element, okay, I'm going to keep that element. If you like that element, keep that element and draw your own picture. Do not wait for people to, draw the picture for you. Shit thrown at you when you're being emotional, you get shit thrown at you when you're being extra strong, you get shit thrown at you when you're trying to break the barriers, you get shit thrown at you when you're listening to the norms. So, I mean,
shit gets thrown either way.
It back. That's all you gotta do.
So I think I read it somewhere this one time, like somebody says, if you're crying, cry your mascara out, but then make sure once you're done, put it back up and walk out, right? Because that's what you gotta do. So it's okay.
Important you entirely feel the situation or the emotion. If you do not entirely feel a certain emotion at that point, you're gonna carry a baggage. And trust me, we have so much baggages with us that it takes a lifetime to unpack what we've already carried as a society's put on new. As the women and the expectations of the women. You already have a shitload of backpack on you. Don't add so much into your baggages. They don't deserve to, you don't deserve to carry those extra weights around you.
True. All right.
Yeah.
So if you listening in or watching in still didn't get it, you go bug Vaidurya, you come bug me, and we will give you the pep talk you need, because you go get girl, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me on this amazing talk. I had so much fun, and I hope that somebody listening in, for that person also, that domino starts today, if it hasn't already started, because that domino leads to beautiful things. And I hope that how you have not created a bubble, but a beautiful house around you with strong bricks for yourself to live in, that sometimes you don't believe it. I hope that everybody listening, and I hope that one day I can also say that about my life, say like, it's so good that sometimes I feel it's not real, right? That's where we're all headed, I hope. So thank you so much for joining me. I love you so much. And I will see you guys soon.
I'd like to take a minute here and say thank you for considering me, because each time somebody comes up to me and asks me to do a talk like this or a session like this, it just instills more faith in what I'm doing is right and gives me the more confidence to, talk about this to X number more women, because I would not be confident to talk about this because I'd still be thinking that people are judging me somewhere about everything that I'm doing. But these are things that reassure me that I am doing the right things and I am reaching the right people and you. And I hope, just like how I feel today, you're able to feel the same way after this video reaches to a ton of women who are able to, look at the better side of their life, not themselves, but the better side of life, and really pick out all the weeds that they don't really need to be focusing on. Thank you for not letting a lot of women undersell themselves. Thank you for realizing you don't need to undersell yourself. And thank you for reminding that we don't need to undersell ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I love you. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.